Well, today what I'm going to be doing is seeing if I can use these fantasy paints by PBO in some resin jewellery. Now, I love the effects that these give. I haven't used these for such a long time. I'd forgotten I'd even got them. Now, when you get these paints, they need a really good mix. You have to go right down to the bottom and give it a great mix because they settle out so easily. And when you think you've mixed it, carry on mixing for about 30 seconds. And mix as you go as well. This makes it really important. Now, I think this is the honeycomb one, and I think this is going to make an absolute beautiful backing for some resin jewellery. Something unique and a little bit different than what everybody else has got out there. And all I'm going to be doing it on is this piece of white card to start with. And once you've given them a really good mix, they are lovely and thick, like that, and a beautiful colour. And what I'm going to be doing is putting this on here like this and just spreading it out. It's a bit like doing a pour, really. And I did find in the past that more is more. You need to be putting quite a bit on here, but they do go a long way. And what I'm doing is using my stick now, spread this out. They'll kind of find their own level, which is great. And then put the top on them straight away and seal that right off. And then the next colour I'm going to be using, I will give it a really good mix. Now, these are going to take 12 to 24 hours to dry. So you need to prepare yourself and get this done the day before. And when you're mixing, make sure you're scraping that bottom as well. I will link them in the description below. I mean, PBO are produce some brilliant products. I've got quite a lot of them I found recently. I forgot I'd got. Blob some of this on here as well. You can move it about in here. What I'm using is a baby wipe to clean my stick with. It's beautiful, so pearlescent as well. You can paint this on. If you're going to paint it on using a nice thick layer. And you can, like I said, you can spiral it in, move it about a bit, and let it do its thing. And I will show you how to cut this all and get it all into the right shapes and everything, so you can make some great jewellery out of it. I've got a lump in it there. That's from where it's been sitting, because maybe I didn't have the top on this one properly. And I did check, they still make these. So I'm going to go ahead, finish off this, and then I'll let you know what I'm going to do next. Well, I've got all my colours on now, and it's already starting to honeycomb up. And all I'm going to do now is leave that to dry, and I'll come back to it once it's dry, and I'll show you how I'm going to transform this into some beautiful jewellery. Well, this has only been drying an hour, and look how beautiful some of these are coming out already. I can't wait for this to dry and for me to be able to turn this into some jewellery. Well, this is all lovely and dry now. I let it dry overnight, and it has created some beautiful patterns. So what I'm going to do is use this in my bezels. I'm going to decide roughly where I want, which bits I like out of it and which bits I think are going to look amazing in bezels. I'm really taken with that there. I'm just going to cut the paper and then cut the shape that I want for my bezel. Put it there like this, right up against the edge of my board, and put my bezel there. Push down, then that should cut out that shape, or approximately the shape I want. So that would be the first one. And now I just need to trim that up a little bit to get that into there. And I'll keep trimming up until I get it in there to fit nice and snug. Tiny bit more off there. Yep, there we go. So that fits in there really well now. I'm going to go ahead and cut out some more, and then I'll show you how I'm going to adhere this to the bezel itself and how I'm going to put some bits in there as well to sparkle it up even further. Well, these are all cut out now, and they've cut out really well. I've got loads left over, so I could probably make another 20 or 30 of those just with what I've made there. What I'm going to do is attach these so they stick to the bottom of this really well. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to glue them down using the gilding adhesive. So all I need to do is take those out, make sure I know which ones they're going to be with, and then put plenty of gilding adhesive on here. That way I'm not going to get any bubbles or anything going behind it. when I fill these up. Just let that dry, and then once it's dry, I can pop these in. This is something I would recommend every resin crafter or crafter having in their stock. It's used for so many things, and it does glitter so well as well. If you want a nice glitter to stick to something, then put this on it first. Well, these are drying now, and I've decided on which charms I'm also going to add into these. And it's these ones here. All I've got to do for these is to clip off the little loops that I don't want on there. These charms are so cheap. I use them so often, and they always look great in so many different pieces of jewellery and crafting bits that I do. They look amazing. And the great thing is they are so cheap. Now that one on the ballet shoes, I think I'm going to leave on. I quite like it. No, I am going to take it off. And just have the ballet shoes there like that rather than the bow. Yeah, that's better. Have I got them all? Yep, I have. So now I've got them all. All I need to do is push my little circles and shapes into there, and they will stick really well onto the bezels now. Not over pushing them. I don't want them to dent or mark. There we are. That's in there now, and it looks really, really pretty. So I'll go ahead and I'll push the rest in, and then I'll show you how I'm going to finish these off. Well, these are all stuck in now, and I can now decide where I want to put them. So I like the positioning of them there, and I'm also going to put in a few little sparkly gems as well in certain places. And then once I've decided where all these will go, I will stick them down. So everything's secured and ready. I quite like these small gems, but I also like these larger gems as well. And these larger ones are self-adhesive, so they stick onto it very easily. With the charms, what I'm going to do for these is turn them upside down. Now I know where I'm going to put them. And again, add a little bit of this gilding glue onto the back of them and use that once it's dry to adhere them to where I want them to go. All I need is for them just to not move about once I add the resin. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to add the resin to it in a second. These are going to look so pretty, all unique as well. Sure that they would sell exceptionally well because they're different to what everybody else has got. Or they'd make great gifts to give to family or wear yourself. You can make earrings and all sorts out of them. There we go. And once the resin's going to go on, this is just going to look fabulous. Oh, I need to do these ones as well, don't I? Let's wash my brush out with a little bit of water. And then once they're dry, I can put these in. These should be dry now. All I'm going to do is turn them over again and now stick them where I think they should go, where I originally planned for them to go, like that. And now they shouldn't move. And now they're all on, I can go around and finish off attaching my gems. Well, these are ready to be filled with resin. Any of them that are this shape, they bow round at the back. So you need to level them out. All I do is I pop them on a lolly stick like this. If you've got bezels that are this kind of design, then you don't need to worry because they're flat anyway. And everything should be stuck there now, ready for filling with resin. Those bits and pieces aren't going to move. And what I'm going to be using for these is the high viscosity UV resin, because I think that's going to work really well with these. Pop some in. I'm not worried too much at this stage about doming. If I want to dome them when they're finished, then I can. And I also don't mind if part of the charm comes out at the top, because I think that in itself can look really nice. All I'm doing is constantly squeezing to avoid adding any bubbles to this, filling it up. Now, we know that whenever we put UV resin on the top of anything that's faceted, those facets tend to disappear. What you'll still get is the sparkle, and that looks pretty. So, for instance, with this mermaid one, that is sitting quite proud of the edges of this bezel. I quite like that look. Once these are filled up, I will let these sit for a few minutes in case there is any bubbles, and then I will burn them off with a long neck lighter, because you can do that with UV resin as well as epoxy resin. I also want to say a massive thank you to everyone that got me a coffee last month. If you are loving my videos and you want to help support this channel, and enable me to keep making all these things and buying all these different bits, and you'd like to say thank you by getting me a coffee, then the link for that is in the description below. If you are buying me a coffee, please leave me a little message if you can. I love reading the messages. It makes my day. If you haven't got UV resin, then you can do this with epoxy resin. It's not a problem at all. You just have to wait extra time for it to cure. I love using UV resin for things like this. Now, I have no natural UV light in this room. Therefore, for me to be able to do all these at once and cure them all up at once makes life a lot easier. They haven't taken that long to make. I love the pearlescence of the honeycomb paint underneath. So I'll let those settle out for a few minutes. Now I'll quickly go over there and burn off any of the bubbles. And now I'm going to cure these up for 3 minutes. These are all lovely and cured now and finished. I am so pleased with how they've come out. They are stunning. I think you'll agree with me. And adding the little charms to them makes all the difference. Look at that. Not sure which one my favourite one is. I do love that mermaid. I love the leaf. The patterns that developed have really come out well. I will absolutely be making more of those. And using that honeycomb paint in other things, it gives a really lovely pearlescent finish. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. It was a great experiment and one that worked out, because they don't always work out, as you know. But it has worked out this time. Be sure to check out the video I've got coming up next if you want to learn how to make some other unique and different types of jewellery. This one was really, really popular. Boot that like button, hit that subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your resin. Take care. Bye.